The Isaiah Thomas comeback story is complete. The Suns just announced that the 35-year-old will be signed to the roster for the rest of the season, making him postseason eligible. For a team that has seen as many struggles as Phoenix, a signing like this might just change everything. The Phoenix Suns have exclusively trusted IT in the fourth quarter this season, with all of his minutes coming in the end, the most vital part. In the Suns' loss to the Thunder, Isaiah Thomas put up 5 points and assists, and Phoenix likely didn't play him more because they wanted OKC to win. But per 36 minutes, this performance translates to 24 points and 5 assists per game. Any team in the league could use a near 25 point per game score, and that includes the Phoenix Suns, who are 11th in offense this year. So how does Isaiah Thomas, the king of the fourth, fit in and help the Suns win? Well, he doesn't. Not on the court anyways. Thomas has only played garbage time minutes, and forbidding significant injury, he will only play in the closing minutes of blowouts. Thomas has played just 15 minutes this season, with his PER, per 36, true shooting, on-off, and net ratings all being a career worse. But that's not the reason why the Suns signed Isaiah Thomas. It's been a difficult year in Phoenix. This team has struggled by playing down to its opponents and losing leads for the entire season. The Suns have a near negative net rating of -14 in the fourth quarter, which is nearly 3 times worse than the 29th ranked team. 2 weeks ago, the Suns lost to the Spurs by 2 points. The Spurs did not have Victor Wembanyama. Head coach Frank Vogel called the loss unacceptable and said that the team lost focus. Bradley Beal said he thought the game would be easy. This is a team that is supposed to be a contender playing against a team that is trying to lose and doesn't even have their best player. Any Suns fan can tell you that this is not just a one-time event, but rather a symptom of an entire season. With this year, the Suns seeing bad losses to the Rockets, the Thunder without Shea, and the Bucks without Giannis, and this is on a relatively healthy Phoenix team. Phoenix is a team that lacks leadership and lacks a locker room presence. Enter in Isaiah Thomas. Thomas tore it up in the G League this season, showing that he can still compete at some level. In 4 games, he averaged 32 points and 5 assists on 41, 45, 91 shooting splits. It's a small sample size, but given his age and the fact that he didn't play since 2022, he showed enough promise for Phoenix to take a risk on a 10-day contract. But almost immediately after signing, Frank Vogel said that Thomas would not be in the rotation and that he's there purely for depth. Thomas played just 10 minutes across his first 10-day contract, and many questioned why the Suns would even bother bringing him in. He is still unproven depth on a temporary contract. If you're gonna sign him, you would want to see what he's capable of. Well, Thomas got awarded another 2-way contract, and he played in garbage time for 2 more games before being awarded with a contract for the rest of the year. Phoenix did not give him this contract because of the way he dominated on the court, but it's because Thomas is a well-respected veteran and leader. This whole year has been downplayed by the Suns. They came into it with the mentality that things are going to be easy, with Devin Booker infamously saying this.
I mean, saying it respectfully, I don't know how teams are going to guard us.
Meanwhile, the Suns have struggled from the roster construction, the play of their big three, from coaching, and from a leadership standpoint. Their roster changed from the beginning of the season. Chimezie Metu, Yuta Watanabe, and Keita Bates-Diop were traded. Ish Wainwright and Theo Maledon were waived. This team saw a serious production out of Royce O'Neal and bring in another veteran player in Thaddeus Young. The play of the big three, especially Bradley Beal, has changed from the beginning of the season, but that's its own topic. And for Frank Vogel, I'd be shocked to see if he's still coaching this team next season. So when you take a team that's been a disappointment, both internally and in the eyes of the media, that's going to kill your locker room and your team morale. Just about everybody loves Isaiah Thomas and is moved by his story of seeing him finally return to the NBA. I would argue that nobody on this team has lost more than IT, and that nobody wants to be here more than him. Thomas has clearly indicated that he is ready to do anything to help the guys and to help the team win, even if he never has to step onto the court. In practice, I'm sure Thomas is running with the twos, and he is putting in more effort than anyone to try and carve himself out a spot in the rotation. In game, we see him being an active teammate and staying involved. Just watch the Suns bench, and Thomas is always going to be somewhere there. He's always getting his teammates hyped and just ready for the play. You usually never see a 12th man act like this, and everyone on the Suns has been more than welcome to see him return. Devin Booker says that he knows what he's capable of and has called Thomas the ultimate teammate, professional, and hooper. Book also said that Thomas is the sixth man defensively and offensively. He says you can hear him communicating and that he lets you know in the timeout what he sees and what you can do better. Kevin Durant says that Thomas serves as a global inspiration for basketball players, and Bradley Beal says that nothing can stop him from accomplishing his dreams and his goals. Thomas not only says the right things, but he backs it up with his actions and body language. Given that Phoenix has one of the hardest schedule stretches in NBA history going into the playoffs, I doubt that we're going to see Isaiah play any valuable minutes if he plays at all. But IT has also indicated that he wants to be back in the league next season, and if he can continue this off-the-court Udonis Haslem-like impact, Suns fans, and I'm sure the players, would love nothing more than to see him come back and just maybe prove that he can still play with the best.